Welcome to The Extra. Thank you so much for being with us on UBC TV. I'm Robert Chirabo Nyonyitero, but I can't forget to remind you that we are always here every weekday from 6:30. That is when we begin our show on at exactly 6:30. Make it a date you will really enjoy, and of course we shall brighten up, spice up your mornings with light moments, yet also very informative information, because we make sure you're well versed with what is happening locally, internationally, around you, your neighborhood. We are everywhere, and that is what we do. So during the course of the day, you're updated, you're able to fit in any reasonable discussion of content and national building in nature. So make it a date with us. Welcome to The Extra, which is an extension of Good Morning Uganda. And all talk is around the Non-Allied Movement Summit and the G77 Plus China that will be held in Uganda, and that's at the Speak Resort Munyonyo. Now this morning we want to look at showcasing Uganda's progress in organic agriculture ahead of the NAM and G77 Plus China summits. Now first we need to know, when we talk about organic farming, many times you hear people talk about use organic fertilizers. It is organic food that is needed on the international market. So we want to unpackage what is this whole thing of organic agriculture. What is this whole thing of organic, now even people prefer organic fertilizers. So there's so much being said around that. And I have two gentlemen who I believe are well conversant with the topic of discussion. I have Sunday Bob George, sir, who happens to be from the Ministry of Agriculture, Animal Industry and Fisheries, MAIF. You're most welcome, Bob.
Thank you.
And just next to him, I have Chariton Namuwoza, who happens to be the Chief Executive Officer, that is NOGAM, and the President of the African Organic Network. You're most welcome.
Thank you very much, and thanks for hosting me.
Now, with these two, like earlier said, we shall be unpackaging this entire thing. And I want to begin with Chariton, because you're the president of the African Organic Network. When you talk about first organic agriculture, what is entailed in this?
First of all, Bob, permit me to thank you for hosting us and to thank the management of UBC for the tremendous work that you're doing to highlight Uganda's key sectors, including, of course, the organic sector in Uganda and also in Africa. Now, organic agriculture is a production system that focuses on the use of natural materials, excludes the use of synthetic, or what you call artificial inputs for crops, like fertilizers, pesticides, fungicides, but also for livestock. It excludes inputs that harm our health, that have a negative impact on our environment, and also on the micro organisms in the soil and the planet, the whole planet at large. So we're talking about a food system that meets the requirements for food safety, for food security. It puts money in the pockets of farmers. It enhances environmental goals. It puts into perspective what we need to do to be responsible in terms of managing our environment. So it's a holistic system, and has been defined by different institutions, including the FAO, Food and Agriculture Organization, and many others. But in Uganda, this is our way of life. It is our culture. In fact, in the words of our State Minister for Agriculture, the retired Major Honorable Bwino Fred Chakulaga, organic agriculture is Uganda's culture. And that is the starting point. And ahead of the summit, the two summits, the Non-Allied Movement Summit, but also the G77 Plus China Summit, we would like to showcase what Uganda has to offer. All these delegates that will be coming, from food, you know, a whole range of organic food. We are a rich country in terms of organic foods. And the story of these two summits cannot be complete without talking about organic food. And we've talked to many hotels. We've interacted with many of the hotels that will be hosting some of these delegates. I'll give an example. Hotel Africana is ready and prepared to serve organic food. And we're excited about this progress. And later on, we'll be telling you about Uganda's position in the world of organics.
Now, that said, you said this is the way of doing agriculture in Uganda.
Yes.
But Chariton, by and large, you must understand that so much has changed.
Yes.
This is not our tradition. This wasn't our dress code. Suits, this is something we, British, our colonial master. So much has changed the world of agriculture that today it's almost next to impossible when you talk about agriculture, more so commercial agriculture, without the synthetics you're talking about. Today when you go to many markets, you see our tomatoes. They have what they call Marcozeb, and I'm sure you know this.
Yes, of course.
It has glyphosate and other dangers there.
Yes.
But almost every store, go to Nakasero, go to Chikatwe, go to all markets, that white substance that you see on tomatoes, that they believe helps them in terms of promoting shelf life. And these are foods you're eating. Today, if you visit a farmer, I'm very passionate about agriculture, but the moment you go to their home and sit around there, you sense a smell. And when you ask them what is that, they'll tell you, they'll take you to a store where there are hoes and all those, but you find a lot of tins and tins. This is fertilizer, not organic. This is, so can we still, in this day and age, we have so many pesticides because we've cut down our trees where they used to act as habitats that are now coming to. Is it still possible to talk about organic agriculture on a large scale in Uganda?
I will share information with you, Bob, and the viewers out there. Uganda is home to the highest number of certified farmers on the African continent and the second highest in the world. And I said earlier, as I said earlier, it is very, very possible because this is our culture. I mean, we have some challenges, and you find you're right in pointing out that food is contaminated, contaminated food is sold in different markets. That is true, but that does not negate the fact that Uganda is a major player on the global stage in the world of organics, and I'll share information with you. It is possible in Uganda today to do organic agriculture on a small scale, but also on large scale. We have big organic projects in this country. We have organic sugar projects seated on 2,000 plus square miles, 2,000 acres of land, about 4 square miles. We have big, farmers who are growing maize using organic, certified organic inputs, which are manufactured in Uganda. Uganda is home to several manufacturers of excellent, effective, and yet affordable organic fertilizers, organic pesticides, organic fungicides. It's a whole range, including probiotics for livestock, for increased milk production, increased egg production, for fish, for beef. It is a vibrant industry today as we talk. That does not mean that we are without challenges. And indeed, these are some of the issues that we continue to highlight. And by the way, they're the same issues that define the consumption patterns and trends for organic products. And globally, if you look at the demand for organic products, it is mostly triggered by 3 major factors: concerns about food safety and health, concerns about the environment, issues of climate change. You see the negative effects of climate change on our roads, not just on agriculture, but on our roads and all the other sectors. We have concerns, social concerns, People want to know how much of what they pay, as consumers, how much trickles down to the farmer. And does this agribusiness operation take care of the livelihoods, take care of the needs of the farmers and the workers? These are issues that are well taken care of under organic agriculture. So to answer your question in specific terms, it is very possible here in our country to do organic agriculture on a small scale, but also large scale. Of course, the majority of our farmers are smallholder farmers who, by the way, produce the bulk of the food that we eat and trade domestically and globally. And these are mostly traditional smallholder farmers that are organic by default. Out of these, only about 400,000 are certified to international organic standards. And as I said, this is the highest number in Africa and the second highest in the world.
Now this brings me to George. George, you're from the Ministry of Agriculture, Animal Industry, Animal Husbandry, that is from MAIF. Now, let's look at government's stand on organic agriculture. Because globally, organic foods, organic products are something that are needed with high demand. However, there is a challenge that now we are more farmers who may not have so much of this information are not doing organic agriculture. So as a ministry, do you have a policy? Do you have regulations? How do you ensure that we promote organic agriculture?
Okay, thank you so much. My namesake. We are sharing a name. I don't know who got it first, but we're sharing a name. I'm called Sander Bob George from Ministry of Agriculture. Yes, I want to first of all thank Chariton, my colleague here, for the submission made, and I agree with him 100% that it is possible to do organic agriculture on a large scale, because you already have farms that are doing organic agriculture at a very large scale. Some are in Luero, some are in Masaka. You might have heard about the St. Jude Family Project. Yes, it's a model farm, so it's very possible. And one thing me and you need to agree and accept is that not only the global demand for organic agriculture, but even the domestic demand for organic products is really very high. Actually, I don't think that we are even able to meet half of the demand. Like now, the two conferences we are looking at ahead of time, very many people will come looking for organic products, right from restaurants to markets, organic products. Chariton has told you that it is over 400,000 number of farmers that are certified for international markets. So I think
but domestically, is this something that we even think about? Or we lack awareness? Because like the example I gave you, I have done readings and I'm passionate about agriculture. But whenever I go to the market and I see these tomatoes spread with mango zeba and people buying, that's why I chose in my little space to grow my own.
Yeah.
That's what because I know the danger. So domestically, because if there was demand domestically, that maybe we even have organic markets. I think I saw one around American Embassy, but if you pass the side of Kabalagala, I saw a poster, organic market, and I was really excited and pushed to go and purchase some tomatoes, basically. Now, if the public is aware, then I think this should be an easier thing. But today, are Ugandans concerned of what they eat, if it's organic or not organic?
Sure. Well, awareness, of course, is a continuous process. But also, like I always tell people, that it is our only responsibility to mind what we eat. About the markets you are mentioning, yes, Chariton will tell you more because he's one of the initiators of one of the organic markets in Zambia, but also have another strong organic market in Abaita Bavili in Entebbe, really doing very well. And there are also some other organic markets, though not all that much gazetted. One thing we need to agree, Mr. Moderator and our listeners, Uganda has got 2 agricultural production systems. We have the organic production system that we are talking about and the conventional. We agree that we cannot meet the food demand. I'm a food security person at the Ministry of Agriculture. I tell you this from experience. We cannot meet the food demand with only one production system. But also we cannot bury our heads in the sand about what is healthy, about what is environmentally friendly, about what is sustainable. Chariton was telling us, giving us a little definition of organic agriculture, and I totally agree with him. Organic agriculture is not only providing safe food for the community, but also it is looking at the future. It's providing food for the current generation and also not compromising the food and nutrition needs for the future generation. Now, as government, back to your question, our role we are playing in this sector, but first of all, we are creating an enabling environment. Currently, you are aware we have the National Organic Agriculture Policy of 2019. This policy was, I think the civil society came to Ministry of Agriculture. Yes, they approached us. We are not working alone. And we have now this policy in place. When this policy came out, we disseminated it in the number of regions across the country. And we got people's inputs. And by the way, not only the policy, but we are also looking at having the law to operationalize this National Organic Agriculture Policy. So we are creating an enabling environment for all the actors in the organic agriculture sector. The farmers, civil society organizations, the champions like Nogam, Pelam, AXA, ESAF, to mention but a few. We want to make sure that the organic agriculture system, if I can call it, it's very well regulated. You know, having 400,000 farmers that are certified for organic agriculture is not enough. We need to see that these farmers are supported in terms of markets. We need to see that the standards, the organic standards we have, they are well regulated and farmers are really subscribing to them. Chariton will tell you about the organic standards we have. Farmers, and one thing I have to tell you, Moderator and our listeners, the organic agriculture sector is one sector that is really still very clean and pure. There is no corruption. We are not corrupt. I sit with one of the national organic certifying companies, UGOSAT. But during our certification, there is nothing like shortcut. That I will give you $1 million, you give me a certificate. No. We are serious on what we are doing. And also, there are some strategic crops that we are promoting as a country. Commercial crops, like I'll tell you, talk about cocoa. We don't spray cocoa because cocoa is supposed to be consumed organic chocolate, you know. Recently, government through UCDA, Uganda National Coffee Development Authority, has been working with Makerere and supplying biochar fertilizer, organic fertilizer for coffee farmers, you know. So, as government, we are not only looking at the policy environment, but we are also coming up with innovations and also supporting research. The number of academic institutions in the country that are too deep into organic agriculture. I'll give you an example of Uganda Matters University, currently providing bachelor's degree in organic, master's, up to PhD, because research is another wing that really needs support. Makerere University is also doing much. There are a lot of biofertilizers that have been produced by Makerere University. Later on, the academic institutions, we also have other private sector that are really producing a number of these organic inputs. So that's where we are as government. And we hope with support from development partners, from civil society, and also media, yes, we shall reach there where we want to go. Because when you look at the NOAP, the National Organic Agriculture Policy of 2019, it outlines a number of players. Each MDA, the ministerial departments and agencies, has a role to play. The roles are very well stipulated. The Minister of Finance has a role, the Minister of Local Government has a role, the Minister of Agriculture, the civil society, the farmer. We just need to work together. This requires a concerted effort. Because it is our own life. It is our own health. Your life is all you have. There is no spare for life. You cannot go to buy a spare for intestines. You're hearing a lot of people dying of cancers, but what we eat is really very, very critical, and it's important. You're talking of the Marcos-borne tomatoes. Yes, we are seeing this, but we are also trying to regulate it. I'll tell you that in the Ministry of Agriculture, we have a fully fledged department, the Department of Crop Inspection and Certification, that regulates, that ensures the proper use of these pesticides. I've told you that our production system is true. I mean, you have two, the organic and the conventional. Even if the conventional, they are also using chemicals, but also the use of chemicals are regulated. That's why we have the regulating agencies that are ensuring safe use, okay? Safe use of these chemicals. But also the challenges are there. You are aware of farmers who are no longer even slashing compounds. They are applying chemicals, that kind of laziness.
Yes.
Even with no protection. So that's why we are coming up with this policy framework to make sure that we provide a clear guidance, not only to farmers, but to all Ugandans, so that whatever we are eating is safe. We keep ourselves safe, we protect the environment and the entire ecosystem. Lastly, I will tell you that the land we were created with charter is not increasing, it's a constant factor. Land is a strong factor of production. It's not increasing, but the population is
increasing.
How can we ensure proper use of this limited land we have? For us, for this generation, and also for the coming generation. That's why we are coming up with these innovative production systems. By the way, at the ministry, we are also working at the National Agroecology Strategy, you know. Actually, there are a lot of innovations coming up. You might have heard about the climate smart agriculture projects. That is being promoted and implemented by the Ministry of Agriculture. So we are not sleeping. But also the knowledge gap, like you said, is a little lacking. But we are sure that through our networks, with the civil society organizations and other development partners, I think we shall make a change.
Well, we shall make a change. Of course, today many Ugandans are concerned regarding the nature of diet. Not how safe, but in terms of the food I'm eating. You see, I should not grow fat, I shouldn't do this. They have that awareness today. You know, they are concerned, eat natural foods, move away from the likes of chips, chicken, less fat. But when it comes to how safe is that food, that is where there is a question mark. The tomatoes I'm eating, the meat you're eating, you know. Today we have an outbreak of anthrax in Zimbabwe, you know. But you find we still have many who won't care. This cow that was sick, then we slaughtered and we are eating, you know. But someone will tell you, if it's meat, I eat once in a month. But how safe is that once in a month that you're eating?
Talk about the milk.
Talk about the milk. So when we talk about organic agriculture, it factors in your health. And also the most interesting thing about it, even the environment, like when you talk about
climate smart agriculture.
Climate smart agriculture, when we protect our environment, this is all under the same. But we'll be going for a break, and when we return, we want to look at what efforts have been done as we have this summit to ensure that we promote people, the farmers there, understand that when we have such summits, this is the priority. Yes, Ministry of Agriculture looks at the organic and the conventional, we call it conventional, the conventional, but then people should know why I should switch to organic. We'll return shortly.
Live from UBC Studios in Kampala, this is Good Morning Uganda Extra.
Junko.
Yo.
Wachiko. Check the shopping, man. What's your secret?
Haven't you heard of the parish development model, PDM?
Yes, I did, but I thought it was just a talk.
No, Sebatia. It is real.
deal. I and a few friends together formed a circle, accessed money from the PDM, invested in a poultry project, and now things are moving.
Joko, I thought I was one of your friends.
You are,
but you left me behind.
I didn't leave you in poverty. But what you do, just visit your LC2 chairperson and your parish chief, and start the process of economic transformation. Just like that. The parish development model is an initiative from the government of Uganda through the Ministry of Local Government, designed to transform all lives of Ugandans for the better. PDM, my parish, my development, my life.
Have you packed Morvin's Harbour Jelly and Harbour Soap?
Yes, we packed.
It will protect your skin from skin rashes.
Morvin's pack.
It is a new improved Morvin's Harbour Jelly, so soft and smooth.
It is a Morvin's Harbour Jelly.
Tell me, kids, the scent. Any irritations? No more rashes and irritations. Movit Harbour Jelly and Harbour Soap is rich in natural herbs for a smooth and glowing skin.
Movit all day confidence. The non-aligned movement played a pivotal role in the decolonization process during the 1960s and 1970s. As former colonies gained independence, the non-aligned movement provided crucial support both diplomatically and politically to these newly sovereign nations. The movement's stance against colonialism aligned with aspirations of countries in Africa, Asia, and Latin America.
Live from UBC Studios in Kampala, this is Good Morning Uganda Extra.
Welcome back. Thank you for keeping it with us on UBC TV. It is the Extra, and with me I have guests with whom we are discussing organic agriculture, and of course, as we are preparing for this summit, looking at how this is the type of food grown, prepared in this way. When we talk about organic agriculture, if you began with us, this is the safest way to protect our environment, the safest way for us to have food that is not only nutritious, but safe for consumption. Now, let's look at the nutrition aspect of it. I earlier said Ugandans today are concerned of I shouldn't take a lot of fats, food rich in fats. I should do exercises.
Others are limiting meals.
Others are limiting meals, but they are not so concerned of even that little portion or that nutritious food. How safe is it? And I want to begin here with you, the president of the African Organic Network.
Yeah, organic agriculture actually does not only address the food safety aspect and environment and social concerns, but also adequate food, and that food must also be nutritious. In organic agriculture, we take care of everything that a plant needs to be able to give you nutritious products, nutritious fruits, and all the others. Even in animals, the quality of milk from an organic cow is more nutritious, is better. It's better than, and there's a lot of research that has been conducted to establish how nutritious organic products are and how different they are from the conventional. You see, what conventional agriculture does is to address the macro elements that the plant needs, nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium. Organic agriculture also takes care of the micronutrients, critical elements that a plant needs to become healthy, to grow healthy, but also a human being and the animals and all the other organisms that are depending on the plants and the crops require these micronutrients. So we actually look at a 360 degree perspective of what a consumer needs, what the world needs, what the current generation needs, and the future generation. And we take care of every entity in the ecosystem. And that's what makes organic agriculture holistic and complete. And in terms of food security, a lot of research has been conducted, and the findings are clear. They show that organic farmers are more food secure, and there are reasons. An organic farmer ensures biodiversity on the farm. He's not only going to grow coffee or potatoes or banana. An organic farmer, and this is part of what the standard requires them to do. An organic farmer ensures intercropping. You grow coffee as an intercrop with banana or with vanilla, and that gives a farmer resilience against the market shocks. For instance, if the price of vanilla goes down, it cannot go down at the same time with that of coffee. So a farmer will reap from the coffee at the time when the vanilla prices are low. Like currently, I was just talking to some of the vanilla buyers, and the farmers keep calling me, you know, having a strong background in the vanilla industry. They are concerned currently about the prices, the prevailing prices, which are down from about 300,000 shillings per kg farm gate prices. Now, buyers out there, you know, traders are buying a kilo at 5,000, at most 10,000. And this is the pain that farmers go through, especially farmers that depend on just one crop.
Yes.
So an organic farmer who grows vanilla and coffee and potatoes and is not only food secure because they will eat the crops, but also cash secure, and they can use that cash to be able to take care of the other basic needs, including additional food that they will need. So we are talking about a system that takes care of whatever we need as humans, but also the plants, the microorganisms, the animals, and what we need in the world.
Now, that said, Bob, when we talk about a system that addresses all these, it calls for research. Though most of the times what annoys me with some of the research institutions we have is there is so much research being conducted, successful research, but it doesn't trickle down to the farmer. You're in a conference even outside Uganda, then you hear a professor from a certain university who has developed something that is very important for the farmers. Back home, it is not, that knowledge is not there. We talk about our farmers struggle with some varieties that are attacked by pests. Then you tell them, but at Namulonge, there is a variety that is resistant. Poor people don't know. Tell that in Tawo Muzadiri, no. There's this, the ordinary farmer. So how far have we gone in terms of research if you're talking about organic farming?
Thank you so much, moderator, and our listeners, and my colleague, Cheriton. Well, research is at different levels. Before I go to that, there is a model that we implemented at the Ministry of Agriculture. That model explains what my colleague Cheriton was talking about. It was hosted by the Directorate of Extension, or the Department of Extension. It's called the 4-acre model approach. 4 in quotes. Not necessarily somebody has to have 4. But it embraces aspects of enterprise integration, like you say, the enterprise mix kind of model. So that if one enterprise fails, you are able to generate a living from the other one. Not this monoculture kind of mindset. Secondly, it also embraces issues of biodiversity conservation. I'll give you an example of that model. You are having a poultry unit. The poultry droppings are being processed local, and they are feeding the fish in the pond. Okay? The droppings also are treated and they feed the piggery, if you have a piggery unit. You have a unit of livestock, maybe cattle. The dropping from the cattle, the dung, you are using it in the biogas plant. It is providing you with the energy, heat energy, light energy. And in that process, you are reducing on the burden of firewood and charcoal use. But also this biocellulare, this refuse from this biogas plant, it goes back to feed the bananas, to nourish the soil in the bananas, the coffee plantation, that kind of integration. I just wanted to relate that model with my colleague, what Charlton was talking about. At a competent time, at the right time, the competent person will come here maybe and tell you about what I'm going to tell you, or what the little light I'm going to give you about Uganda being a model in organic production. We are a model, I think, worldwide.
Yes.
People borrow leaf, and Uganda, we've been called for very many conventions.
Center of excellence.
Center of excellence. Okay. Last year we got a request from Qatar through the Islamic Organization for Food Security, of which I coordinate here in the country. And they were requesting Uganda to support them establish a center of excellence of organic agriculture and food systems, regenerative food systems in Qatar. I remember my PSC nominated me and my commissioner to support the process. You see, that is how international they are looking at us. So that is in the area of research. I believe that once that center of excellence is established, we shall be sending in our young agriculturist farmers to go there and learn, and also look at how the new technologies that are being brought on board. That aside, I don't want to undermine what we call IK, indigenous knowledge. There is a lot of unharvested knowledge at the farmer level. Indigenous knowledge. There are a lot of research being done by the farmers. Of course, we cannot come here on the media and publish it, because we have to try it scientifically.
Yes.
It's not yet tried, but farmers will tell you they are managing myriads in cocoa using cocoa juice. The lichens, they are managing using cocoa juice, they'll tell you. Others are managing crop pests in vegetables using concoctions of wood ash, soap, pepe, kamurali, things of that kind. But we just need to document now. This is a gap. We need to document that local indigenous knowledge of farmers, and now advance it, try it scientifically, prove it, and then publish it. So that is the research part of it. However, our extension workers that are providing information, extension support to farmers, they at times also lack knowledge in organic production.
Very true.
Yes, when you come out from university, it doesn't mean you know it all. There are a lot of things we learn.
When a farmer interacts with them, the best is they write down. I'm talking about the way it's done in the villages there. Pesticide, you know, and once the farmer finds that yes, it worked for them, their priority is not organic.
Yes. So plans are underway to retool these extension workers to build their capacity in the area of organic agriculture. When you see these farmers applying mancozeb on tomatoes, they are not applying it because they want. They are in business. They are also struggling. There are no alternatives. Okay, if they had alternatives, they would easily shift from that. That's why you see institutions like Makerere, Uganda Matters, even the private sector, by the way. Pelham is also trying some little research to come up with the, I think they're using sunflower powder. It's not yet published. That will increase the shelf life of tomatoes. Once we have such kind of replacements, that kind of concoctions, organic, it will be easy for farmers to shift. But in an event that you've not provided an alternative, for example, you cannot tell farmers, please, your community, stop using Kavera when you have not provided alternatives. You need to provide an alternative. So that is now where we are putting a lot of focus to make sure that these organic inputs are produced and at an affordable price. We already have these inputs, moderator. Vermipro, you know Vermipro?
Yes.
They are doing a lot in that. Some of their products by have been certified by the Ministry of Agriculture. Okay, they are doing a lot in that, but these prices are a little high.
Yes.
So we want to make sure that there is an increased supply, so that even a local farmer is able to afford these organic inputs for utilization.
Well, time seems to be flying so fast, and we must move out of here to allow more programming to proceed. But before I let my guests out, I'll just give each of them a minute to get their concluding remarks. And I'll begin with Chariton.
Well, thank you very much, and viewers out there, thanks for listening to us and paying attention to what we have submitted. But I would like to make an appeal to the organizers of these two summits, the NAM and the G77 plus China summit, to showcase and share information about the variety, the vast organic products that we have in this country. We have fruits and vegetables, we have organic coffee, we have cocoa, we have spices, a whole range of spices from chili, cardamom, black pepper, name it. We have teas, organic teas, herbal teas. We have oil products, cooking oil, certified cooking oil produced by some of the big agribusinesses in this country, certified organic. We have organic sugar. Uganda has 2 big organic sugar projects in this country, and there are more. We have young people that have excellent products. Young people, Uganda being a young country, it is obvious that even the young people would have something to do. And this is happening. We have excellent organic innovations. And very recently, Makerere University, working together with Nogam and other civil society organizations, innovated a tool called Kebera that can help you in a very simple way to test whether the product is organic or not. So if you get a tomato that is contaminated and you put this tool, it will go red. Wow. And if it is organic without chemicals, it will go green. And there are many other, and these are happening here in Uganda. And the fact that we are the country with the highest number of certified farmers on the African continent and the second highest in the world showcases our comparative and competitive advantages. And these need to be accentuated at these 2 summits. And I would like to make an appeal to our president. I would like to appeal to our Speaker of Parliament and the Deputy Speaker, all the MPs, all the ministers, the different government officials, private sector, and everyone that will interact with guests, and Hotel Africana. All the hotels, ecologists, please serve organic food.
Well, thank you, Chariton. In less than a minute, as we move out of here, Bob.
Thank you so much. I'm going to just make 3 sentences. 1, our farmers out there, please come and have stalls. Demonstrate what you are doing during these summits. Secondly, there is what we call better treatment. The best drug you can have is prevention. So our dear listeners, mind what you eat. Your life is all you have, so mind what you eat. We are not going to come and say eat this, eat that, but mind what you eat. That's all I can say. Otherwise, thank you so much for listening to us. You can reach us out in our respective offices for further details. Our farmers who are struggling with certification, Chariton is here. You can reach him through Nogam to guide you better and about the certifying bodies and the participatory guarantee system. The time was so little, he would have told you about that. But we are with you, and we are this way also now teaming up with other development partners to see how we champion organic production in this country.
Well, thank you so much, gentlemen, and above all, our viewer, thank you so much for being with us from 6:30 till now. It is very important for you to eat not only food, but food that is nutritious, food that is safe. There is so much that we are suffering from because of eating contaminated food. Organic agriculture is the way to go. Organic foods are what we should be eating. See you tomorrow, God willing. For God and my country, good morning.